Hello and welcome. This training video is going to discuss the GMP Amendment process and the GMP Subcontract Distribution. The change order record workflows now utilize DocuSign, which enables electronic signature of change orders. These include GMP amendments, proposal requests, requests for change order, and change directive. Users who are sent a change order for signature via DocuSign do not need a separate DocuSign account. However, it is recommended, and you can sign up for a free DocuSign account at docusign.net. The GMP amendment represents the total maximum amount to be paid by the owner. It includes the cost of all of the work, general conditions, contingency, and the fee payable to the CMR or design build team. For the workflow, it's created by the CMR or DB, sent to the project manager for review. It can go back for updates if necessary, then sent to the project coordinator for validation and document prep. Then it's going to go out to vendors for signature via DocuSign. To create the GMP amendment record, we're going to go to Logs, scroll down to Change Order, and then when you click Create, you're going to select the GMP Amendment version 3.0 workflow. Once that record pops up for you, we'll click the General tab and begin to go ahead and fill out this record, starting with the title. Next, I'll click the Select button to choose my contract reference. Once the contract is selected, many of the fields will auto-populate. In the Contract Amounts section, we're going to put in the contract amount before the amendment and the contract amount after the amendment. We're going to scroll down and you're going to continue to enter information into the areas with the red asterisks. Once you have your total amount there, we're going to scroll down to the section that asks your contract day's final acceptance. Go ahead and fill out that area as well. Once the entire General tab is completed, then we can go ahead down to the line item list. Once in the line item list tab, we'll go ahead and click the Add button. Generally with the GMP amendment, we're looking to add those bid packages as lines to the GMP amendment. So we're going to go ahead and click the WBS code option. Click the Collapse button to simplify your list. Then you're going to locate the codes for subcontractor work. We'll click the CE area and then we'll click CE-CE and we're looking for the subcontractor work line. If your project manager specifies a different way to do the GMP amendment, then you should go ahead and follow the instructions of the project manager. We'll click Select, and I'll go ahead and add a short description, such as Bid Package 1, General Trades. And then I'll go ahead and enter the amount for that specific package. Then I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Add New to keep adding additional lines. I can also type in my WBS code here if I know what it is. Add my short description. And my amount. Save and Add New, and I'm going to add one more line here. Now you would add just as many lines as you needed for your bid packages, and any additional lines noted by your project manager. and I'll enter my final amount. And this time I'll go ahead and click Save and Close. I can see at the bottom of my line item list that I now have a completed lower form listing my bid packages and the amounts, and that my total amount is now matching the total in the General tab if I scroll down up here, and my difference is 0. I can send my GMP amendment record forward for approval, click the Action Details tab, verify that a workflow action has been selected, it's going to the project manager for review, and then I can go ahead and click Send. Once the GMP amendment record has been completely approved, then the GMP distribution can be created. The GMP Subcontractor Distribution allows the CMR or DB the opportunity to identify how the contract amount will be distributed. This record functions much like the contract schedule of values and will automatically update the contract SOV upon approval. This record is created by the CMR or DB, sent to the project coordinator for validation, and finally to the project manager for approval. To complete your GMP subcontract distribution, you need to download the spreadsheet from our website and go ahead and fill that out based on your bid package specifications. We'll go ahead and click on Documents and then Standard Forms. Once on the Standard Forms tab, we're going to go ahead and click the Procurement tab, and then we're going to scroll down to the bottom until we find the OCI Contract SOV Import Template Contractor Cloud. If you fill this out for your pre-con SOV, this is the exact same spreadsheet you will use for your distribution. We'll go ahead and click Select to download the spreadsheet. It's going to download in a zip file, so you'll have to open up that zip file, click on the document, and then click Extract. So we're actually going to extract that to our desktop. Once you've extracted the document, you can go to your desktop, locate the document, and then double-click it to open it. There will be one example line on the spreadsheet. You can go ahead and delete that line. Now we're going to go ahead and distribute the work from your bid packages from your GMP amendment. For the short description, you can check with your project manager to see if there's a specific short description that they would like you to use. Otherwise, you can go ahead and add your own short description. And sometimes it's specific based on building or based on area, so we can add that as well. Then I'll enter my amount over here to the right. And I'll do the same thing with my concrete material line. If you have additional lines that you need to use, you can always copy lines and enter them as long as they stay within these headers here. So these gray headers have to stay in the spreadsheet, so you don't want to type in these areas and you don't want to manipulate that information because there's important code information that sits behind there. So in order to copy these lines, if I need to use these codes again, I'm actually going to use this little black arrow to the left-hand side, and I'm going to copy both of these lines by right-clicking and saying Copy. Then right below, I'm going to say Insert Copied Cells. This doesn't replace any current lines, it just adds additional lines. So now I can change the short descriptions here because maybe I have concrete labor and material in Area B as well. If this is an edge line, we'll want to go ahead and add edge in the short description area. And finally, over here on the right-hand side, we're going to want to go ahead and add the subcontractors and suppliers that are providing this work. When entering your subcontractors and suppliers, make sure that the names are spelled the exact same way that they were entered on your subcontractor-supplier distributions. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the information for my other bid packages. So the other bid package I had was for electric. I'll add my subcontractor and supplier as well. And then the final bid package that I had was for plumbing. I'll add the amounts there. And the subcontractors or suppliers. Once I have my finished spreadsheet, I should be able to note here at the top that my total amount should match my GMP amendment. Once this is finished, I'm going to save my spreadsheet, and then you're going to want to email this around to your project manager, to your architect, and to the project coordinator. So everybody needs to approve the spreadsheet before we go into the next step of importing this into OCI. Once you've emailed your spreadsheet around and everybody's good with your spreadsheet, you can go ahead and click Prepare Interface File. What that button does is it converts it into a format that the OCI system can read. You'll get a notification that says Process Complete, the file will now close. You can go ahead and click OK, and you can close out of Excel. Now we're going to go into OCI, then we're going to go to Logs, go down to Change Order, and we're going to go ahead and select the GMP Subcontractor Distribution record. I'll click the General tab, go ahead and title my distribution, and select the contract reference. In the change order details section, I'll need to add a description of the work. Here I'm just going to add subcontract distribution. If your project manager or project coordinator want to see another short description there, you can go ahead and check with them about that. The total amount down here at the bottom should remain 0. Then we're going to click the line item list and go ahead and click the import button to import your spreadsheet. You'll click the gray button with the 3 dots to browse for your spreadsheet. Mine is here on my desktop, so I'll go ahead and select that and click open. Then click next. You can add any additional attachments if you need to, and then you can go ahead and click upload. Once the upload process is complete, you should see that your distribution lines are now populated in your line item list there at the bottom. Once those lines are populated, we now need to pull money from the bid packages from your GMP amendment so that we can add the money to these lines. So we're going to go ahead and click Add. And we're going to select the line items that are currently on our schedule of values from our GMP amendment. So we'll click Select next to Reference. And then we'll go ahead and select which bid package we're pulling from and click Select. And then we're adding the deduct amount. So from this line, I need to deduct the $2 million from my general trades package. Then I can click Save and Add New. And then I'm going to add my next deduct line for electrical. Save and Add New. And then I have one more line to add for my plumbing line. And a deduct line here as well. This time I'm going to click Save and Close. So what you can see here is that we're pulling from these 3 lines currently from our GMP amendment and distributing that work onto these construction lines down here at the bottom. And so we are distributing that work to those subcontractors or to our self-performed work. My total amount is 0, which is correct. Then I can go ahead and click the Action Details tab, verify my workflow action has been selected. It's going to go to the architect for their review, and then I can click Send. If you receive an error message when importing your spreadsheet, please say yes to download the Excel sheet with the errors, and then email that sheet and your original spreadsheet to the OCI support desk, oci@ofcc.ohio.gov. Then we can take a look at those spreadsheets and be able to diagnose your issue for you. If you have any questions, please contact us at the OCI support desk, oci@ofcc.ohio.gov, or 614-644-2211.